Good evening, everyone, and welcome to AEW Collision. We are in Omaha, Nebraska. It is Saturday, March the 22nd, and we are kicking things off with the Hounds of Hell's Princess of Darkness, Julia Hart. Julia Hart just coming off a loss on AEW Revolution against Jamie Hayter. So Julia Hart hoping to get a victory here tonight over her opponent, Hikaru Shida. But Hikaru Shida is definitely an opponent that she's going to be finding mega challenging, as she is a former AEW Women's Champion. And it looks like she's on her own here tonight, making her way to the ring. Julia Hart from Bloomington, Minnesota, weighs in at 149 pounds and stands in at 5'7". She is a product of the Nightmare Factory, the wrestling school ran by QT Marshall. And here comes Hikaru Shida. From Kanagawa, Japan, weighs in at 126 pounds and stands in at 5'4.5". She was trained by fellow AEW superstar Emi Sakura. She is a former three-time AEW Women's Champion. And tonight she goes face to face with the former TBS champion, Julia Hart. This is going to be an outstanding matchup. Two of the best superstars in AEW right now. And the referee calls for the bell, and here we go. Julia Hart, one of the most outstanding Outbreak performers in recent memory. You may remember where she used to come out as a cheerleader to the Varsity Blondes, will be going around, smiling, waving at people. She really struggled to make it her own in the ring, but the moment she went with the House of Black and was learning from the likes of Brody King and Buddy Matthews, she has become ruthless, but an incredibly sound athlete in AEW today. Hikaru Shida from Japan has many accolades overseas with the Ice Ribbon Federation. Hikaru Shida is one of the best that AEW has had to offer, and she's a three-time AEW Women's Champion. Julia Hart now clothesline over the top rope, and down goes Hikaru Shida. Still to come here tonight, we have Hook facing off Platinum Max Caster. We have Hangman Page facing off Rush. We've got Willow Nightingale teaming up with Queen Aminata to face off the deadliest duo to come out of women's wrestling, Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford. And we also got the Death Riders, Marina Shafir, in action in the main event as she faces off Anna Jay. Now back to the action. Oh, she drives her knees into the gut of Julia Hart. Julia Hart still has a lot of learning to do in her career. But like I said, she's become an incredibly sound athlete in AEW. Shida goes up to the top rope, went for that knee, but Julia Hart got out the way. But Hikaru Shida getting the upper hand, showing that experience. Shining Wizard there by Hikaru Shida to Julia Hart. This could be it. 1, 2. Oh, just a 1 count there. Julia Hart managed to get her shoulder up. Hikaru Shida. Oh, and for that boot there. Julia Hart now. Oh, she drives Hikaru Shida's head into the canvas. And there lands those elbows into the face of Hikaru Shida. Forearm smashes by Julia Hart. She has her snap suplex. And now Julia Hart taking control of the match. And, oh, what a moonsault by Julia Hart. And that landed beautifully. And there's a super kick. And Hikaru Shida is now in trouble. Hikaru Shida made her professional wrestling debut in 2008. So we've got a lot of experience here with Hikaru Shida. So even though Julia Hart is getting the upper hand right now, she needs to be careful because something like this could very much happen. A German suplex by Hikaru Shida and down goes Julia Hart. Julia Hart rolls out of the ring and onto the floor. Shida following up. Oh, look at this. Release German suplex. And that has got to hurt the young lady from Bloomington, Minnesota. Hikaru Shida now striking away at Julia Hart. Giving Julia Hart an education in Japanese wrestling. But both women need to get back into the ring if they want to win this match. The referee has got to 5. Oh, and Julia Hart just kicked the knee of Hikaru Shida. And Hikaru Shida lost her balance there. She rolls back into the ring now. Julia Hart was already in the ring waiting for her. And look at this. Oh, what a backbreaker by Julia Hart. Standing moonsault there. And now Julia Hart is getting back control of this match. Standing moonsault again, but no, Hikaru Shida moved out the way. Shida now, Irish whip. Julia Hart went over the top rope there. And now Shida. She has hold of Julia Hart. Look at this. And she slams Julia Hart's back into the ring apron. And Julia Hart is in trouble. She could go off to lose this match. Oh, and look at that. Julia Hart is in trouble now. As Hikaru Shida is focusing on the knees of the former TBS champion. Hikaru Shida now. Oh, slams Julia Hart's head into the ring apron again. The referee counting both women out. And now knee to the face and Julia Hart. Oh no! Julia Hart out of nowhere manages to strike a kick to the back of the head of Hikaru Shida. Julia Hart now back in the ring. Oh, what a boot there by Julia Hart, and down goes Hikaru Shida. Another boot there. Hikaru Shida is down. Look out here. She's got the Heartless applied. Will Hikaru Shida submit? I don't think Shida understands the term give up. But Julia Hart had that hold in hard, but she could feel Shida. Oh, look at this. Oh, flying head scissors there by Hikaru Shida, and Julia Hart is down. And now, oh, jawbreaker there by Julia Hart, driving the chin of Hikaru Shida to her head. And now both women exchanging blows now in the middle of the ring. Who's going to come out on top? Both women still at a vertical base. Oh, what a flying knee, and down goes Julia Hart. Hart, though, tries to get refuge with the ropes there. Hikaru Shida now punches Julia Hart off of the ring apron and onto the floor. Oh, she sweeps the legs of Hikaru Shida. What's Julia Hart doing now? Oh, she sweeps the leg of the referee. What's she doing here? Oh, she's got the black mist. She just sprayed the black mist into the face of Hikaru Shida. Shida doesn't know where she is. And she throws Hikaru Shida back into the ring. And Julia Hart now. Super kick to the face of Hikaru Shida. She puts her on her shoulders, slams her down, and she puts on the Heartless again. Hikaru Shida's in trouble. She gives up. I don't think I've ever seen Hikaru Shida tap out to anything. And there was that ruthlessness we were talking about Julia Hart. She took out the referee, and as the referee was down, she blew that black mist into the face of Hikaru Shida, applies the Heartless and gets the victory. And that young cheerleader who used to smile and wave to the crowd has been eradicated from the soul of the Princess of Darkness.